Hey everyone, we are so excited to be here with Dr. Jared Hill. Uh, Dr. Jared Hill is in our partner program here at Dentist Advisors, and he's also a practicing dentist that we love to work with and especially experience what his humanitarian business has to offer. And we are really excited to introduce Jared and his business, and I should say, his humanitarian work that he does. Jared, take it away, man.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Spencer. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I just want to give a little background. I'm a practicing dentist. I graduated from the University of the Pacific in 2006, and so I've been at this game almost 20 years now. And it's been a rocky road at times, and rough and a smooth road at times. And I feel like that it's a constant, ever-changing landscape that it is difficult to navigate sometimes by yourself. Um, and to give a background, me and my partner, Dr. Dan Nelson, we run a company called Elevation Association, and a branch of that, our humanitarian branch of that, is called the Dental Legacy Foundation. That I wanted just to introduce to you guys, let you know who we are, why we exist, why you might think about joining or being a part of it, and what your benefits are from being a member of the Elevation Association. So in about 2014, I was struggling uh, pretty hard with dentistry. I was looking for a way to get out of it after having been in the career for 10 years or so, 8 years. And part of it was that I felt like I was alone, and I felt like I used the word trudging a lot. I was just one step in front of the next. I'd wake up, lather, rinse, and repeat, and that would be it, and that would be my life. And I knew, and I felt like there was more to that. I just couldn't figure out exactly what I wanted to do. I kept getting advice from people to find your passion. What part of dentistry do you love? What part? And I didn't know. I didn't know really what my pathways were. I didn't know what my possibilities were, and I practiced by myself. And so, a couple years later, I got a partner, Dr. Dan Nelson, who is incredible. We are we're opposite of each other and work incredibly well together. And we got really, really busy. And up to 2 years into it, we felt like we were kind of in the same position of where we were just kind of trudging through this thing and getting through it. So we decided we wanted to start or create a platform for dental professionals, so they can be put into an environment that is non-threatening, where we can share advice, tips, practices, life plans, designs, all sorts of things, where we could do these in small groups, because we are unique in our situation as doctor owners of our practices. We don't just own the business. It's not like we can sit around in meetings all day and make decisions and have people do stuff. Our hands are our work and our livelihood, generally speaking, if you're a dentist, if you're a practice owner. And so I wanted to gather people who were in the same situation as I was and create this group. And we ended up doing that. We ended up just inviting a few of our friends, and we wanted to do this have kind of we wanted to have an adventure aspect to it. I didn't want to try to mimic any current mastermind classes or continuing education courses. I wanted to create something new, something that really didn't exist in the dental world, that I could find anyways. And so we did. So we created this organization. And here's what it is. The Elevation Association ended up being, it's an annual membership program that's designed to help dental professionals navigate their business journey through peer group interactions. So you're with the same people who are going through the same things you are, and you're having these discussions, and you're talking about not just why you're so good or why your practice is so good, but more about, where am I failing? Where am I struggling? How have you overcome this? What have you done? What kind of tips or tricks can you offer, or help me through this, or mentor me through this? And I created it mostly because I'm the one that needed it. I needed it more than anybody. And I thought there's a lot of smart, good dentists out there who are doing this, who have figured stuff out. Let's get them together in these small group things and do something fun at the same time. So what we came up with, and what this group basically, the motto is here that every dentist needs more than just a business plan. Every dentist needs a business plan. There's no question you have to run your business, but it's more than just a business. You need to have more than just a business plan. We facilitate the collaboration amongst our members to create a leadership plan, to create a life plan, and create a legacy plan. What does that mean? Your leadership plan, you need to be able to lead within your business. You got to be able to have a system. You have to know how to track data. You have to know what your KPIs are. You have to know how to hold your staff accountable. You have to have, this accountability chart. You have to have goals, metrics, all these things that are almost a full-time job, let alone step aside and do the dentistry for 8 hours a day and then be exhausted at the end of the day. There has to be a system in place to do that. And we help facilitate the collaboration amongst you and other doctors to help you design that, whatever that looks like within your practice. And then we help you also facilitate a life plan. So you're going to get this leadership plan going, and your practice is going to be incredibly productive, and you're incredibly profitable. And then you realize it has potential to run your life. And we want to make sure you find that balance. How do you use now this incredibly efficient machine to run, to help you serve your life's purposes, or your life design, your life desires, whatever you want, not the other way around. You don't live to serve this practice. This practice lives to serve you. So we help find that coherence there between your work-life balance. And then the last thing is, 20 years into this, I realized I've been in an incredible profession. It's all dentists know it's very profitable. Everyone does great. How are the best ways for me what are the best ways for me to give back? How can I create this lasting legacy that is beyond me? How do I plant that tree that future generations will enjoy the shade from, not necessarily me? And so we have this idea of this plan of helping you do whatever that is. And so really what it is, it's working with your peers in these small groups, and we work on these things together, but we do it also in a really cool environment. Like I said before, we have every year we have a summit, an international summit. We take you and your spouse. We go down to Central America. We've been to Belize, Panama, El Salvador. This year we're on our way to Nicaragua in February. If you want to come, let us know. And we go to these places, and you step away from the office. You need to get out more than just 2 days. 2 days doesn't do it. You can't disconnect from your everyday life when you do this. So you step aside for a week, you get out of your element, and about day 3, you start to see some of the magic happen. You start to see these conversations happen. You start to make decisions. You start to write down notes. Inspiration comes. You start to make changes that are long lasting, not just over the weekend, and then you institute it on Monday and then forget about it by Wednesday because you're so tired. These are long lasting decisions that you make. So and that, I guess that leads me into the humanitarian arm. When talking about creating a legacy, I wanted to talk about the Dental Legacy Foundation. A couple of years ago, while thinking about this, and during several of our discussions with other Elevation Association members, we wanted to create a legacy. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Talked about several options, and it was really serendipitous how this came about. We had the opportunity to set up 2 dental clinics in Tanzania, Africa, and we got some incredible donations from Midmark, from Burkhardt, several other suppliers, some major donations from just incredible people, individual donors, and we have set up two really state-of-the-art, awesome clinics in Tanzania, Africa, and we take groups every year. And this year, we went in January. Dr. Nelson, my partner, is taking a group of 10 or 15 people in October. I'm taking a group of 25, 30 people in November. And we're just, we're trying to increase access to oral health care right now throughout all of Tanzania. And it's an incredibly rewarding experience. When talking, Dr. Mark Costas brought his humanitarian group in January, and when talking with him afterwards, he said, if you're burnout, the best solution, or the best remedy, the best medicine you can take for burnout is service. Go do a humanitarian trip, get back on track. And yes, it's hard. It takes a couple days to get there. You're living in very meager conditions. You're working on people from sun up to sundown. But at the end, we always almost take a little, 2 or 3 day safari and kind of rejuvenate, and then we head back home, and then you're ready to hit the ground running. And we'd like to invite anybody to check out that website. That's the dentallegacyfoundation.org, and look for upcoming future trips for us. So that's what we are offering. There's really 3, if I can narrow it, there are 3 reasons why you should join. One, if you're a leader, if you're an owner of a practice, or not even an owner, if you're a leader, if you're an associate, but you're in a leadership position within your practice and you feel isolated, who can I talk to about my business decisions? Think about the group. Think about the peer groups. I am not a consultant. I do not come from a management background. We are real life practicing dentists who make mistakes, work through them, learn from them, gather information from other people, and then move forward and share that freely. We have 3 core values. One of them is abundance. Everything that I learned, I'm happy to share. And to be part of the group, I hope you need to have the same core value. Share everything that you have. Second one is balance, and the third one is collaboration. Those are all incredibly important for our group, Elevation Association. The second reason to join: who can I trust to be held accountable to my goals? When you set goals and you practice by yourself, when you're the only practice owner, it's really hard to hold yourself accountable. We'll do that. We'll meet with you as much as we need to, weekly basis, monthly basis. You send us a text once in a while. We'll hold you accountable to those goals. And then, lastly, maybe you're doing great. Maybe your practice is running and humming. You're a leader. You're just killing it. You're totally comfortable, and you want to know how to give back, leave a lasting impact. Come talk with us. We've got people in our group who have done incredible things and are doing amazing things that some of them have to do with dentistry, some of them don't. But sometimes it's just throwing around the idea that gets the sparks flying. That's what you need to do.
Man, so good, Jared. That is such an awesome introduction to so much. We are advocates of Elevation Association. We're participants, registrants that we have attended their events, traveled with them. They've traveled with us. So we are major advocates of everything that Elevation Association stands for. And Dr. Jared Hill and his team are just the best. We are also excited to share that Dr. Jared Hill will be speaking on our main stage at our upcoming summit in June, and excited to have him share more about exactly what he just presented on a little bit here, because we all need it. Jared, thanks so much for your time today. Really appreciate you. Everyone can find more information about Elevation Association on our site and with all of the other content that we have coming up with them. Thanks so much, Jared.
Thanks, Spencer. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome.